This is our group members. My name is Noah Zika binti Abdullah. My matrix number is A20A1735.
My name is Maliana Aida binti Rosnizam and my matric number is A20A1758.
My name is Nur Irda Farahida binti Muhammad Izham and my matrix number is A20A1740.
Hi, my name is Siti Sarah Quraisha binti Saharuddin, matric number A20A1995.
My name is Nur Farah Anisa binti Mustafa Kamal and my matrix number is A20A1713.
Hi Irda, what are you doing?
Hi Ada, I didn't do anything, just look at information on the social media.
Oh, Irda, can I talk to you something?
Oh, of course. What do you want to talk about, Ida? Just tell me.
Okay, as we all know, we are now in the era of the COVID-19 pandemic. So, Irda, I feel unsafe when working in this factory because of the high risk of the infection.
Ida, I also feel pregnant when I'm working here lately, especially when our work requires us to deal and communicate with other employees here face to face. This puts us at risk to getting COVID-19 infection.
That's right, Irda. I think all the staff also feel this. Furthermore, what can I convey is that this company seems to be less concerned in managing employee safety and health well.
Yes, I think we need to make a report about this issue to the higher authorities before this matter becomes more serious, given that there are many employees here that are infected with this COVID-19 because organization does not care about standard operating procedure SOP set by government. This raises concern to the employees about their safety and health as employees here.
Wow, that is a great idea, Ida. I strongly agree with your suggestion. I hope through this report, the organization can solve this problem well.
Ida, without us wasting our time, let's convey this issue, which is to manage the safety and health of employees.
Okay, let's go. Oh, Irda, I think we forgot something. You all need to follow us too. Let's go.
The definitions of occupational safety and health. Occupational safety and health is a discipline of public health concerned with improving workplace health and safety. It investigates workers' injury and sickness trends and makes recommendations for decreasing the risk and hazard they face on the job. Every occupation includes health and safety concerns, and it is the responsibilities of every employer to guarantee that their employees can do their job as safely as possible.
I will continue with the second topic, which is importance of occupational safety and health. There are several importance of occupational safety and health. The first important is to reduce the risk of accident or injury by identifying and reducing hazard. Most employers will agree that preventing accident and possible employee death is a natural priority. Reducing the risk of accident or injuries is important not only for employee safety and health, but also important for employee morale and company productivity. During this pandemic season, workers are more likely to be infected with the COVID-19 virus because they are more likely to come across many people. Therefore, companies must play a role in preventing the virus from spreading by following all instructions such as making sanitation in the workplace, ensuring employees are vaccinated, ensuring every employee keep distance, and ensuring every employee wears a face mask. The second importance of occupational safety and health is the increase in productivity and efficiency. Healthy workers are highly productive workers. When employee safety and health are implemented properly, employees will feel protected and they will not turn their back to another company. This is because workers know that they are not exposed to conditions that endanger their safety and health. When a company fails to protect their employees with appropriate employee safety and health measures, the company will be underemployed. The third important is to reduce the cost associated with accidents or injuries. Accidents in the workplace contribute to the additional cost of operations in an organization. However, the cost of an accident is higher than the cost of improving safety and health standards in an organization. The cost of a workplace accident is divided into two parts. The first part is the direct cost. Direct costs are costs that can be seen and can be included in accounting terms that will appear in the profit or loss account. The second part is the indirect cost. Indirect costs can be defined as costs that are not visible and cannot be incorporated into accounting terms.
Now I will continue to explain the next part, that is managing safety and health at the workplace. Let's start. In this part, they have three main activities, that is hazard identification, risk assessment, and risk control. I will explain about these activities more details in the next slide. In this slide, I will explain about the first main activities, which is hazard identification. What is the definition of hazard identification? Hazard identification is something that causes risk and contribute to the rate of workplace accidents. The important characteristics of risk is it can be reduced and prevented but cannot be eliminated. And each hazard has its risk, that is low risk, medium risk, and high risk. As you can see, there have 5 categories of hazard, such as physical hazard, biological hazard, chemical hazard, ergonomic hazard, and psychosocial hazard. Okay, firstly, let me go with the physical hazard, that is arising from the workplace environment and can be harm an employee without necessarily touching them. These hazards are not same for all types of job, and the common hazard that have in the workplace is heat hazard, cool hazard, noise hazard, vibration hazard, indoor air quality, and fire hazard. Therefore, as employees, it is necessary to take precaution when they are faced physical hazard, so that they are not exposed to it. Secondly is biological hazard that originate from bacteria and virus that are present in the workplace and have the characteristics of being communicable from one employee to another employee. As we all know, now we are still faced with COVID-19 pandemic and require all communities to follow the SOP set by the government. So, as an employee, they need to follow the SOP to prevent them from being affected with the virus. Next, chemical hazard that are commonly associated with the contact with hazardous chemical used at the workplace, and it can be solid, liquid, gases, or vapors, mercury, and acid. This hazard also enter human body at 4 main entries, such as ingestion, absorption, inhalation, and injection. So that as employee, they need to ensure they wear complete clothing and do not use chemical on their bodies like hair dryers, floors cleaners, wetters, bathtubs, or nail technician. Besides, ergonomic hazards are a result of physical factors that can result in musculoskeletal injuries. They can be found in every workplace and, if not managed correctly, can have significant long and short-term impact to the employee's health and well-being. Lastly is psychosocial hazard, that is the modern workplace involving case of sexual harassment, workplace violence, work-life balance, drug and alcohol in the workplace, and workplace bullying. As an employee, they need to take solutions for avoid themselves from this hazard because this hazard can affect the employee mental. Okay, let's move to this main activities, that is risk assessment. Risk assessment is process users take a look at their organization to identify process and situation that may cause harm, particularly to people. Determine how likely is it that each hazard will occur and how severe the consequences will be, and decide what step the organization can take to stop this hazard from occurring or to control the risk. There are 5 steps in this risk assessment. First step is identify the hazard that need determining by employer what the hazard faced by employee. Secondly is determine who might be harmed and how. In this step, employer need to think about how the employee could be harmed by business activities or external factor. Step 3 is evaluate the risk and take precaution. In this step, employer need to consider how likely it is that the hazard will occur and how severe the consequences will be if that hazard occurs. Next step is record the finding. Employee need to involve in this process to determine who will affected. Last step is review assessment and update it necessary. Your workplace is always changes, so the risk to organization changes as well. As new equipment, processes, and people are introduced, each brings the risk of a new hazard. Continually review and update the risk assessment process to stay on top of this new hazard. The final risk, that is risk control. In this risk control, the management need to formulate preventive strategies to either eliminate or reduce the risk associated with the hazard. This risk according to 5 things, that is hierarchy of effectiveness, where the most effective control measure is to eliminate, followed by substituting, isolating, and engineering control.
Factors contributing to workplace accident to employees. These are divided into 3 main categories: environmental, equipment, and employer. Environmental factors have a high potential of causing workplace accident. Firstly, workplace design. Inappropriate workplace design can hinder or create difficulties in performing an employee's daily tasks. If there are areas that are not organized and not clearly marked, the tendency of workers to be exposed to the risk of accident is high. Secondly, lighting. Employees working in a dim or overly bright work environment can result in eye fatigue and headache. Employees can lose focus when doing tasks that can lead to accident at work. Lastly, temperature. Extreme temperature causes workers to have difficulty working and a high risk of getting disease. However, low temperature levels cause workers to suffer body health problems that are too cold and shivering. Unsafe and non-compliant approaches in using and operating equipment and machinery are common why accidents happen in the workplace. Machinery and equipment that have been modified but do not have a good safety mechanism for workers. Improperly maintained machines and equipment can produce loud noises and vibration and result in equipment damage that can threaten workers' safety. Employers are also contributors to accident at workplace. Heavy workloads can affect employee concentration and can create a tendency for accident to occur. In addition, unconducive employer relationship with employees can affect employee performance due to emotional stress. Last but not least, lack of training and education from employers related to safety elements that should be given priority by employees can lead to the risk of accident.
Next, mechanism of workplace accident prevention. First, we must know the hazards. Be aware of surroundings, look around and identify workplace hazards that could cause harm. Look for ways to reduce or eliminate hazards and implement them. Report unsafe areas or practice, just for the weather, and use the EHS job hazard analysis tools to identify hazards associated with job types. Next, create a safe work area. Keep an orderly workplace. Poor housekeeping can cause serious health and safety hazards. The layout of the workplace should have adequate egress road and be free of debris. Inspect vehicle before and after use. Continually cultivate a safety standard. Take breaks and move around regularly throughout the day. Small breaks can make a big difference in combating the dangers of staying in a static position all day long. And pay attention to workstation ergonomics. Next, use safe lifting techniques. Follow the following safe lifting practice. First, lift from a position of power. Second, keep the load close. Third, use a staggered stance. Fourth, don't twist while lifting. Fifth, training in body mechanics can reduce strain injuries and keep employees safe during lifting and moving. Next, personal protective equipment. The proper use of personal protective equipment (PPE) can dramatically reduce the risk of injury. Examples of PPE include gear such as earplugs, hard hats, safety goggles, gloves, air-purifying respirators, and safety shoes. Next, regular communication. Notify supervisor about safety hazards. Speak up and be involved in safety planning. Continually cultivate a safety standard. And lastly, education and training. Ensure everyone has the proper safety training relating to the hazards of the job, and take advantage of environmental health and safety online training programs.
The global COVID-19 pandemic has put the safety and health of workers at risk. This issue has also resulted in change to workplace safety measures and safety work methods. Among the effects of COVID-19 on employees is that safety and health employees will be more vulnerable. Employees will be more susceptible to COVID-19 disease in the workplace because they will be dealing with other co-workers. The second effect is that the employees' emotional will be disturbed. This is because a handful of employers have had to lay off some of their employees, causing employees to find new jobs during the COVID-19 season. This can inadvertently disrupt their emotions, and if they can't manage it, they are more prone to mental illness. To control and preserve personal safety and health, many methods have been created and must be followed by employees. The first method is that each employee follow established standard operating procedures (SOP), such as keeping a distance of 1 meter with other coworkers. The second method is that each employee follow the procedures set by the employer to ensure the safety of employees, such as some employees are allowed to work from home while others are required to work in the office.